Hey guys, it's Brave Maths Teacher here. Today it's Paul, and today we are going to be looking at percentage of an amount. And this is part one. Thank you for tuning to Paul's Maths Lab. Haha. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So we need to make some keynotes. Okay, first thing first, we need to make some keynotes, which is finding basically the percentage of certain finding the certain percentage of values. So for example, if you want to find 10% of anything, so if you want to find 10% of a value, you divide by 10. Okay, now that doesn't work with 20%. So if you want to find 20% of a value, you don't divide it by 10. Okay, you don't do that. It's not going to work. It only works with 10%. Okay, and we're going to say the same thing as well. If you want to find, let's say, 1% of a value, you divide by 100. Okay, that will help you find 1% of a value. Again, we're going to do it again with 25% and with 50%. Okay, so these are really key things that you should remember, to be honest. They're like key things that you should remember. They'll make your life so much easier when working with percentages and trying to find percentages of an amount, or looking at percentage increase or decrease. Okay, so these are key like percentage informations that you should know by head. So if you want to find 25% of something, you divide it by 4. If you want to find 50% of something, obviously you divide it by 2. Okay, so these are key pieces of information here. Okay, so we're going to go now. We're going to go straight down. So if you want to make a note of those, you can do. We're going to go straight down to our first example. Okay, so it says calculate 10%, 1%, 25%, 50% of 360. Okay, so we're going to put 10% here. We're going to put 1% down here. We're going to put 25% here, and we're going to put 50% here. Okay, so 10%, that, as we said again, you just divide by 10. So you're going to do 360 divided by 10 will give you 10%, and that will give you 36. Okay, now 1%, you divide by 100, and that will give you 3.6 for 1%. 25%, as I said before, you divide it by 4. Okay, and that will give you 180, 90. Okay, 50%, you divide it by 2. 360 divided by 2 is equal to 180. Okay, very simple. Key things to remember, guys. Key things to remember. You have to remember those. Okay, so let's go down to our next example. Again, we got 10%, 1%. I'm just going to put 50% here and 25% after that. So 10% of 80 centimeters. So again, I just made a mistake, and my mistake was I did not, for these ones, I did not include my units, which is very naughty. So that should be in pounds. So that's 36 pounds. That should be £3 60 pence. So that should be £90, and that should be £180. So always remember your units. So here we're working with centimeters. Okay, so again, we're just going to do 80 divided by 10, since we're trying to find 10%, and that's going to give us 8 centimeters. Okay, next one, 1%. So we're going to do 80 divided by 100, which is going to give us 0.8 centimeters. Okay, 50%, you should know what that is. That's going to give us 40 centimeters. And 25%, we divide by 4. That is going to give us 20 centimeters. Okay. Go down to the last one, last example. So again, want to find 10%, 1%, 50%, and then 25%. So if you want to find 10% again of something, you divide it by 10. So we have 6 divided by 10. Remember, we're working in kilograms. So that's going to give us 0.6 kg. 1%, you divide it by 100. So that's going to give us 0.06 kg, if you remember all your place values. 50%, so 6 divided by 2. Around 50% of something, you divide it by 2, so that is 3 kg. And then 25%, you divide it by 4, which is going to give us 1.5 kg. Okay, so guys, that is it. That is part 1 of our looking at percentages. Okay, so again, key things to remember, guys. You have to remember these things. These are key things to remember. If you want to find 10% of something, you divide the value by 10. If you want to find 1% of something, you divide the value by 100. If you want to find 20%, 25% of something, you divide the value by 4. And if you want to find 50% of something, you divide the value by 2. Okay, these are key things that you need to remember. Okay, now some of you may ask, why do you have to divide it the 10% by 10, or why do you have to divide, if you want to find 1%, why do you need to divide it by 100, or if you want to find 25%, why do you need to divide it by 4? It's very, very simple. How many 10% are in 100%? Well, 10. Okay, and 100% would be the value of, would be what the value is. Okay, so if you want to find 10% of it, obviously you need to divide it by 10. Now if you want to find 1% of something, how many 1% are in 100%? Well, 100. So that's why you divide it by 100 when you're trying to look for 1% of something. How many 25% are in 100%? Well, 4. How many 50% are in 100%? Well, 2. That's why you divide by 2, etc. Okay, so anyway, that's percentage of amounts part 1. Okay, and part 2 is going to come next. Thank you guys very much for tuning to Paul's Maths Labs, and I'll see you guys later.